boys? All right, so I'm gonna be breaking down game or the final four of the MCS Live. And if you guys haven't checked out me versus Mr. Football, I would go check that out if I were you guys. But me and John Beast, if you guys haven't aren't aware, we business partners, really close friends. We're in the same crew. We do prepare a lot. Uh, we both know what we put in each other's ebooks. So this is gonna or should be a very good game. The way that or what I knew going into this game was that John Beast was going to run a lot of the double mug, maybe mix in a little bit of single mug, and then on top of that, he was going to also, be in the Jets playbook, run maybe a little bit of bunch, but for the most part, I knew he loved tight open. I hadn't really got any reps versus it. I just knew because he talked to me about it. And one thing about John, even if you do know some of the plays that he does go to, he is a freestyler. He loves to freestyle. Right here, we're going to hand off the ball to Jameer Gibbs. Honestly, really bad run stick there. But we're going to start off with just a run, and it's just kind of see like what he's going to do early in this game. I know that he likes honestly, when I got this friend request mid game, it really threw me off right there. Really good defense. He knew I was going to Y flat goal line. But I just kind of want to see what he does. I know he's going to switch stick a lot, so I have to be patient. Things that I think are open against John Beast. I don't know what happened on the broadcast right there, but um, things that I think are normally open, John Beast will switch stick himself. Just got to be patient right here. I'm going to stay patient on motion halfback choice. Kind of drifted to the right. I saw the corner route after he switched stick off of it. I just didn't want to throw it while I was kind of drifting, and like that cloud was still in the general area. So I kind of waited a little bit, kind of scanned the field, made my way back to that. So now we're going to audible to a little bit of tight open, just a little mix in. Hadn't really went to a lot of tight open versus John. We audible to the speed option. I knew he was going to click on, try to play both. Could have had a lot of, green grass right there. Maybe got even 7, but it is what it is. So we're going to go back doubles. I liked audibling a lot just because when I played John, I didn't really audible too much. It was all just bunch X nasty. So mixing in the audibles was really good. Right here, I'm going to just hit my flat real quick, throw it to Darren Waller, break the tackle, get the first down. And honestly, we're looking really, really good on the offensive side of things. We're going to go back to some motion halfback choice. John knows this is my play, so I want to see how many times he was going to set up for it or not. Right here, we set up with the drag and the post. I playmaker up, try to throw the post route, also had the fade, but really good defense there by John, kind of making me make a decision and, hold on to the ball a little bit. And that's the scary thing about having a good switch stick. I might not have the greatest shells, but I have a good switch stick, so people do hold the ball and give me a chance to go shed. Right there, we're going to throw space and switch, get 9 yards right there. And honestly, just pretty much looking to pick up this first down with ease. Going to go back to the doubles formation, go to this motion Y angle, see if this is a really good man and zone beater right there. Everything was open. I threw it to Deshaun Jackson, and we're going to get 7 early. All right, so now we're going to be on defense, and right there runs the ball early. We only hold him the 1 yard. Right here, we're going to watch John audible over to this tight Y open. Now, this play is really good because of these double fades right here, and I knew I couldn't give up any of those big fades or those deep fades just because John's going to have a field day if I give those up or even try to switch stick it. He doesn't miss those reads. One thing about John Beast is he's one of the best players when it comes to looking down the field. He always keeps his eyes, down the field, but he doesn't miss checkdowns either, so that's what makes him really tough to stop right there. Overall, I felt like I played really good defense. Palomao just kind of played really bad right there, so it happens. It is what it is. It's going to go back, looks like, to this tight seam. He saw that I was cover twoing sometimes, so he was trying to put some slot fades out there, clear them out. Really good concept, streak or fade post, drag route, and honestly, we just caged it right there. Really good defense. We got him now at a 2nd and 10. And overall, these first couple of drives, I felt like I played really, really good defense, made them work, and we don't want to ever give, a good player easy plays, easy yards. So if we can make them work, we'll be doing all right right there. Get really lucky with a slot. He was throwing the flat route right there. Probably would have just made the tackle, would have been like a gain of 2 or 3. So looks like he's going to go back to pretty similar play right there. He's going to hit the check down. I switch stick off it, and he breaks the tackle. That would have been a huge 4th down. Could have set the tone for the rest of the game, but one-on-one, that's going to happen sometime. Majority of the time, the offense is always going to get favored in those situations. It is what it is. It's just an offensive game right here. Percent of the 4-man rush. I mean, I left the flat open way too many times this game, and he just hit it every single time. And I was cool with that, though. I didn't want to give up big plays, like I said. If we could shorten up the game versus John, limit his possessions, I felt like it would have put us in a very good spot. More tight open here from John. Overall, played really good defense, and I think that was going to be a pick if he got it off. Not 100% sure. Looks like he was throwing it in the coverage, but our pressure does get there. So now we have a 3rd and 4. Probably should have got a little aggressive right here. If I do remember, I think he just did throw a flat route. Yep, threw a flat route late. Just had all day. That's really what it came down to. But no, this tight open was a problem, and like every play is just different. I mean, we got a corner route fade right here. I switch stick, and honestly, just a really good play there from John. And he's gonna get 7 early. Overall, not bad. Not mad how I played. I made him work on me right there, switch sticking that fade, but now we have a tie game. All right, so now we're back on offense, looking to make something shake right here. I audible the bunch center because I figured John thought I was gonna go to the RPO. Looks like he didn't even set up for the RPO, but he also didn't set up for slant post. Try to send everybody. We made a hot read over the middle. Back, just kind of mixing up formations, giving them different looks. Majority of the time, I just went to motion halfback choice until he showed me he could stop it. Had the running back miss the read. We did have to roll out right there, but that's okay. We still get positive yardage. We're going to go 2nd and 6. I audibled the Y flat goal line after calling motion halfback choice. Try to throw that outside, get a weird animation, and honestly could have been picked off. Wasn't the worst read, but definitely could have held the ball, went through my progressions a little bit. Saw that he was in man coverage right here, so I'm going to go to PA snag. Really like PA snag versus man-to-man coverage, and especially if he did send a blitz right here. We're going to find Deshaun Jackson. Just beats DRC over top. It's just a faster player. And right, just like that, it's a 14-7 game. All right, so John's going to start off with a run right here to start off his drive, to get us to the 2nd quarter. And overall, I think this is a really good spot to be in. The reason why is because if we make him work like we did the first drive, we can be in a spot where we can clock before half, make it our last drive, and go up either 3 points or we could go up 7 points. The thing we can't do is turn over the ball when we get the ball back. If he does score. If he doesn't score, it's a different story. But that most of the time, a good player is going to score every single drive. Doesn't matter how good a defense you play. Right here, another freestyle combo from John. Something I haven't seen yet during the game. Right there, he throws it to Jahmyr Gibbs on the flat route, just absolutely wide open. Didn't want to give up the big play. He finds this flat. Really good play there from John. He's going to audible back to this tight wide open, and he was just mixing up 3 different plays, and they were all, honestly, in my opinion, really good. Right here, try to play that post. He finds his drag over the middle, give up a big play, and I'm trying to make a tackle. I'm diving everywhere, trying to make sure Moss, doesn't get more yards than he already did. Spin cycle, that's super tough to stop in this game. But hey, clock is still running, so that is a good thing for us. We got a little bit under 4:30 to go. Goes like slot fade streak combo over on the right. Trying to beat like a cover 2 right there, finds his return route. We're just giving up check down after check down. He falls down to make sure he doesn't fumble, which is pretty smart there from John. Right here, I'm just thinking, okay, the more we make him work, get him into the red zone, we're going to be in a great spot right here. Beautiful defense. He missed his curl route, but the pressure was getting to him. We couldn't get a sack right there. Would have been huge if we could have, but overall, great defense. As long as we don't give up a big play, we're fine. I didn't stand in the correct spot in single mug. Got really lucky. We got him now in a 3rd and 8. The clock is still running, so this is really good. We can make it our last drive. Again, more freestyling from John. Really not sure what to expect. I try to switch stick the post, and I honestly took a lot of people out of position. Still throws his drag route, and John was just really committed to throwing that drag. But this is a great spot for us to be in. He's going to go back to the tight seam play. More combos, we haven't seen over middle. He playmakers this back, and I want to actually show you guys what this was a return route that he just playmakered all the way back right in between the zone. And honestly, you just got to tip your cap to that. Nothing you can really do. Felt like overall I played solid defense. I mean, that's just how good he is. Right here, 2nd and 6. If we can get a stop in the red zone, that'd be huge. It's the easiest time to get a stop right there. Beautiful defense. Try to switch stick, throws it. Unfortunately, was not able to get it. We got him now on a 3rd and 2. So, John, on a 3rd and 2, figured he would pass the ball. I didn't set up for the run, and I paid for it. He's going to get a touchdown with Jahmyr Gibbs, but we're in a great spot where we can make this the last possession before half. All right, so now I'm on offense. I'm going to run the ball, take this to the 2-minute warning. If he calls a timeout, he calls a timeout. We're going to go back to the doubles. I wanted to go back to this motion Y angle play. Felt like this play was really good. John kind of was struggling to stop it majority of the time. Right here, I'm going to get shedded in the pocket, and I fell down trying to playmaker my guy back. If you guys see, I playmaker him back, and I just kind of pressed every button. Really good defense there from John. Should have switched up the play, but we are now on a 3rd and 24. 3rd and 24. gonna set up motion halfback choice. He knew, I think the whole world knew I was going to that play. Right there, we're gonna find Randy Moss up the seam, and we can't fight for the extra yard. 4th and 1. I wanted the no huddle, make sure he didn't have time to set up zone drops or anything, because I knew if he set up zone drops for those big plays, that they weren't gonna be ready for this. I flipped spacing switch, and I regret not having a streak on the field. Everything is bagged right there. Our in route got ran terribly, and John Beast is gonna get an interception. He's gonna take that all the way for 7, but not the worst thing that happened. Granted, we don't want to throw a pick in that scenario, but we're going to have another shot on offense. All right, so we're back on offense. Going to go to motion halfback choice. We're going to kind of mix it up a little bit. And right there, I just get baited. Saw he went to the safety to try to go. I think he was just trying to get to that outside corner, and I thought that he was going to run down in that drag and try to pick me off. I threw it in the coverage. Just really dumb by me. Just I'm starting the press a little bit because I threw a pick. And it's really what kind of, changed the whole game. 14-21, John's ball. And we in any game versus any good player, we can't do that, but especially versus John Beast, who's really high powered in offense. You're almost forced to play perfect versus him. So 2 just terrible mistakes in like a real life 45 seconds. That's what I was telling my chat earlier. It's just in 45 seconds, if this game changed drastically. So right here, a different play again, just giving up the drag. We got to start getting a little bit aggressive on defense. Try to take away literally anything. Currently, John's up 7, 36 seconds, all 3 of his timeouts. Right there, I switch stick the slot fade, and I just peel off it. Didn't think he would throw it. Should have stayed with it because that could have been an interception for us, but incomplete pass. So just didn't think he was going to throw it. He's going to audible over to the bunch tight end. He's going to, again, I haven't seen any of these plays. These are plays that I have never seen, but John is just that good on offense, so you kind of just have to go with the flow right there. Could have been an overthrow. Darren Waller is going to get a couple yards, spin into our DB right there, and now we got John on a 1st and goal. I know he's probably going to want to run the ball. He's got 2 timeouts still. I bring a couple guys in the box. Doesn't matter. Still going to get a bunch of yards right there. Let's get him down to this pistol wing flex goes. He runs the PA boot. And honestly, he took this play for me. We played in a rep game, or he took this formation for me. Played in a rep game. I was, calling some plays out of it, and I was having a lot of success. I hadn't really called the PA boot ever, the whole time. I figured it was going to be the counter run that I was calling, but he calls PA boot, and he's going to go up 2 possessions going into the half. Pretty much what's going to happen here is I'm just going to get ran. I didn't have an answer for his inside zone. I played Mr. Football 88, and I had an answer for his inside zone. I don't know what John was doing differently with this inside zone. Maybe I just didn't play well enough, but John Beast is pretty much just going to clock a majority of the game. I'm going to keep it short and simple. We pretty much lost after this. He just, had the ball at a half, and it's just tough to come back from here. He's going to kick his field goal, go up 17. We got to score quick, and we're really not scoring quick. John's just playing really good defense to allow us not to score quick. Trying to get out of bounds, trying not to use as much time right there. I'm going to throw an absolute beam to Deshaun Jackson, but the clocks are still running. It was tough for me to score in the red zone. 3rd and goal. Finally scored, though, and it was just a little too late. I had to kick it deep. But I learned a lot from this game. Just like when things, start to crumble against like a player like that's really good on offense, I just got to stay composed on offense. It was a really good game, though. I had an absolute blast at the live. We're in a really good spot for Madden Bowl. So if you guys like this content, make sure you guys hit the like button, also the subscribe button on the channel. Lots of important games to come here, boys. Just zero chill in a couple weeks. I'm gonna go out to Atlanta for DreamHack for college football. We got the Madrid tournament that has a big prize pool. So make sure you guys check out all that. Be on the lookout. Keep notifications on. Appreciate everybody coming through, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.